Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay, well, this is my first review for the Daily Movie Critic, so I'm a little bit excited. But, anyway, back to business. I recently came across the movie The Last House in the Woods, unrated version. Just by accident, at Walmart, I felt bored, so I decided to go buy a movie. Now, it actually really tricked me pretty hard because it says on the cover, the makers of 30 Days of Night and The Grudge present The Last House in the Woods, unrated version. So, I mean, I'm getting all excited and stuff, so I take this bitch home and pop it in. And, like, yeah, on the way home, I'm sitting there driving, I'm looking, oh, easily the goriest Italian film in years, says Chris Balloon. Have no idea who that guy is, but I'm just taking his word for it. So I'm watching it, you know, it starts off like any scary movie. You have two above average teenagers just chilling, you know, and yeah. So apparently what first got me thinking this movie was a joke was, in the very beginning, the boyfriend and the girlfriend, the two main characters basically, boyfriend gets killed later in the movie, which is hilarious. Now anyway, yeah, they're sitting there and the girlfriend is basically like, oh, I'm a good drawer, I'm gonna be a professional painter and all this bullshit. She's an artiste. So what happens is he's sitting there and yeah, he's just all like getting up on her stuff while she's drawing. He's like, hey, I have an idea. She's like, oh, what do you want to do? And he's like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna fuck you while you're painting, and I want you to paint whatever comes in your head. So, I mean, they're having this weird little Lorno scene. Those who don't know what a Lorno is, it's a light porno, no dick is shown, no vagina is shown, no genitalia whatsoever is shown, and there's no penetration whatsoever. Anyway, back to the plot. He's sitting there, he's going at it, blowjob sesh, just, oh! And this chick is sitting here going, oh, like not even looking at the fucking piece of paper. She's just like hitting the brush on it. And that part already got me thinking, okay, this is gonna be good, but yet it's gonna be bad. So it's gonna be good because it's bad. So basically, later in the movie, you know, they're just driving around, and out of nowhere, there's this group of frat boys like, yeah, blowjob contest, yeah, and they're going crazy, and end up basically pulling the car over for just no fucking reason whatsoever. Pull the boyfriend out, just beat the shit out of this poor guy just for no reason, and goes up to the girlfriend. He's like, hey, you're gonna suck my dick right now, or else I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. And she's like, oh, unzip, pull the pants, and this guy comes out, gets out of his car, leave her alone, he says, because he's got a gun. I mean, you don't fucking force a girl to give you a BJ while there's a guy with a gun over there. So he's like, alright, you win this time. And then he just drives off, and he's like, are you okay? Like, staring at this bitch, like, she about got raped. Of course she's not okay. So anyway, yeah, this weird creepy guy with the gun comes back and takes her to his house. It's like, it's okay. Basically, they wake up, and now they're tied up into a chair. To, like, two chairs. And the boyfriend's sitting there, he's like, with his, you know, the mouth compression, whatever you call it thingy, the gag, and then his girlfriend over there, the gag, they're both tied up to this chair. So then, like, you have the guy come out, and he's like, why is she crying? Says this weird, creepy-ass little boy who's basically a fucking cannibal in the movie, who eats everybody this dad brings home and just cuts them up and shit. It's weird. Now he's just like, why are they crying? He's like, and he looks at him, and I quote, he says, because they've been very, very bad. So then you have these two weird, disfigured, inbred guys come in. One of them has just this massive cyst right here, and the other is like, duh, coming with a chainsaw. He's like, oh, man, we're hungry. So this boyfriend's like, no, like tied up because he's about to get cut up. And anyway, they start, you know, revving up the chainsaw, get it all going and stuff, and you know, the movie's so low budget. I mean, I think Trolls 2 had a bigger budget than this movie. Basically, they're showing, it looks like someone took construction paper, stuffed it with hamburger meat, and just chainsawed it. And yeah, then it shows the boyfriend, and the boyfriend's like, ugh, all passed out and stuff because his lack of blood, because his asshole just cut his leg off. And then they're sitting there like, yeah, leg, like putting it on a freaking plate, like, because they want to make their cannibalistic dinner a little bit more elegant. Anyway, cuts back to these frat boys on the road, you know, and this one guy, once again, more blowjob references. This guy's sitting here, he's like, oh, dude, I just got this awesome blowjob from this chick at a party in the bathroom. And he's like, oh yeah, how was that? I said, how do you think it was? She swallowed every drop of my cum. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's bad. Even for a movie standard, we don't want to hear about semen intake. So basically, back to the movie, the logical part of the movie. Yeah, after they got done talking about this blowjob or whatever, they're driving along and they're like, hey, you know that asshole put the gun on us while we were trying to rape that girl? They're like, yeah, so we should go get him. He's like, yeah, fuck yeah, frat boys. And let's go hit up the keg later. So they're driving. They pull over and they're like sneaking like a bunch of fucking 10-year-old kids about to throw eggs at the principal's house. They walk out and they spot through like, dude, there's a guy tied up there and he's got no legs. And they're like, oh, well, let's get this asshole back. So they're sitting out. And basically, they cause a little racket, so the dad comes out. He's got this gun. He's like, everybody waiting here. I'm going to go shoot this guy. So he comes out, and he's sitting there. He's like, with his gun, completely clueless. I don't think this man has ever held a firearm in his life, except for that day. So, yeah, these guys are like hiding behind bushes and stuff. And they're like, yeah, he'll never find us here. Which he doesn't, because he's a fucking retard in the movie. So anyway, yeah. That happens. They catch the guy, beat the shit out of him, take his gun, then they're running around. They basically see this dead guy, and they're like, oh my god. They freak out. And then what else happens? Oh yeah, there's a reference in here where this guy's like all scared because they apparently want a retard man, inbred, came out with a chainsaw. It's like, whoa, and just chainsaws this guy down. He's like all scared now because one of his friends just died, and like one frat boy says to the other frat boy, hey, you got a big dick, right? He's like, yeah, I got a big dick. He's like, alright, well, you have such a big dick. Now let's go kick some ass with your big cock. And he's like, alright, yeah, let's do it. Basically, they both get murdered, slaughtered down, all that bullshit. Girlfriend later gets killed. End of story. The movie overall was just so terrible that I would suggest you watching it. And I enjoyed watching it personally, but I mean, not a lot of people might. It was an overall a very pretty enjoyable experience. So go ahead and watch The Last House in the Woods, unrated. You could probably find it at Walmart somewhere in like the $3 DVD bin or something because it's a piece of shit. So yeah, well, Daily Movie Critics, this is my first review, so cut me some slack if I fucked up, okay?